Hi everybody, my name is Alan. On behalf of the crew, I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Bridging Heaven and Earth. You know, it just seems really, first of all, everybody always says I start the show with the so I did it again today and we can move on. But it really does seem like an extraordinary time for us to be coming together and to be so gifted and so fortunate and so blessed to have so many just talented and extraordinary and powerful people from every different culture and religion and race and ethnic group and age coming forth just joyously and lovingly to share their gifts of wisdom, of knowledge, of experience, of power, of surrender, of compassion. And being so delighted and honored to bring these gifts into the world, to share them with their brothers and sisters, to have the gifts that they know were a gift to them and a blessing to them and an honor for them to have it. To bring those as offerings to all their brothers and sisters, to the dolphins, to the whales, to the rainforest, to every ant on this planet, aunt, uncle, and earthly ant, and the animals, and just to bring their experience that they've been gifted with, that they've been blessed with over the years, of that unconditional love, of that infinite, of that inclusiveness, of that, as we call it on Bridging, the oneness. To feel it, to share it, and to joyously bring it into the world in so many different ways, with so many different, as we talk about them, spokes on the wheel. They're all leading us to that center, to that healed heart, to the healing heart, to the experience that really, as a human being, every one of us wants to have, of that bliss, of that joy, of that God, of that truth, of that, whatever word you would use and whatever language you use, whatever religion you at this point believe in. The root of that, the heart of that, the love of that, the center of that is love. Is an experience that we can have as human beings in a human body at this time of that unconditional love, of that infinite, of that inclusion. And people are coming from every corner of the globe to share that. And we, who are so fortunate here at Bridging Heaven and Earth, this particular, it started out as a little cable show, and now through many years and many efforts of extraordinarily talented and gifted and committed volunteer people, that energy and that vibration of Bridging Heaven and Earth goes out all over the world. And that's true for so many people that through technology and through their incredible persistence and unrelentingly joyous and lovingly serving that healing, serving that love, are here with us now so we can all be together in love. And tonight's guest is another one of those really great, grand, extraordinary beings. Tihikpas is a tribal elder, and what's said about him is he who flirts with all life. That he just is a joyous and incredible being. I mean, he was formally educated in Europe. He's fluent in several languages. He's facilitated sweat lodges and healing retreats all over the world. And what he wants to do is bring all the gifts and all the blessings and all the knowledge and all the wisdom that he has been lucky and unrelenting and persistent and desirous and hungry for his whole life, to the world in a beautiful way, and using literally every tradition and every way that he can synthesize into a way to share his love and his gifts. So for us here at Bridging, it's an extraordinary honor to have Tihikpas with us today. And he has done a beautiful video, or a video has been done with him and for him that we're going to show tonight. And we're going to show a video of a great friend of Bridging who is actually a guest on 9/14, right after the 9/11. We did a beautiful show. I think it was show 125. So if anybody wants to see the show with Carlos Reynosa, we're showing one of his music videos, Hum. But the Carlos Reynosa Bridging show was show number 125. So if you go to YouTube or Vimeo and put in Bridging Heaven and Earth show number 125 with Carlos Reynosa, you'll be able to see a very powerful show done the same week as 9/11. And also, as most of you know, we're in the middle of a fantastic and unbelievably explosive and enlivening international healing art project that came as a dream, it came as a vision, as a healing of the heart of the planet, as an acupuncture for the planet, that we would use the Bridging production and the Bridging outreach all over the world through YouTube and Sky Channel TV and cable stations. And say anybody all over the world, anybody wants to produce a new original piece based on the theme Bridging Heaven and Earth, any size, any format, any skill level, any medium, any age, bring it to us here at Bridging, get it to us here in California. We'll put it on the Bridging shows, we'll have art exhibits, we'll have, hopefully to get them in hospitals as healings for people, in museums, so people all over the world can feel that energy. And so far we received over 375 pieces of all different kinds, from all different ages, all different skill levels. Go to heaventoearthart.com, heaventoearthart.com, and you will be so inspired and so empowered and so touched by just the beauty of all this art in so many different styles. We just got this extraordinary painting in from Romania, and a totem, an American Indian totem from Oregon, a 6-foot wooden totem from Oregon. So if you go to the website and go through page after page, you will see artist, collaborator, healer, lover, who was part of this project from all over the world. And they're probably, between the art produced and then the other artists who just haven't manifested yet, probably 1,000 artists involved in this project. It's just so wonderful and we're so blessed to be part of it. So tonight we're showing 2 pieces of art that were done. One is by Tihikpas. He did his beautiful healing drum, and so he's brought that with him, and we're going to show that, and he's going to talk about what that meant to him. And then we have another beautiful piece from a Native American shaman, Laney Bluebird Reyna, who's a great friend of Bridging, an extraordinary talent, an extraordinary being. And so, you know, we have beautiful videos, we have beautiful art, and the Hikvas is going to be here to share his great gifts. So join me in a short meditation, and then we're going to have first the Hikvas video, and then he's going to be with us, and then art and more music, and just love, love, love. And really that's what it's about. So come join us in the love. Thank you. So this first video is about, our guest tonight, the Hikvas. It's about him, his life, his work, his play, and the people who benefited from it. Special thanks to Hikvas and the music of Michael Jacobs, My Heart is Good, from the album The Journey. Kumal was the person who assembled this video. It is very beautiful. You'll get a real feel for the blessings and gifts of the Hikvas. So enjoy.
I waited all my life for you. For so long I could not see the light, but I held on to what I knew, and in the end, dawn subdued the night. Now the morning sun has risen on the land, and its caress is like a lover's hand. The rains have gone and left a gift behind, the fragrance of joy and peace of mind. My heart is full, my heart is good. The world has been remade just like you said it would. Those wasted years of tears and fears are washed away, and all that's left to say is my heart is good, my heart is full. Oh, my heart is good. Those fleeting days and nights of youth, it left me weak, but also made me strong. 'Cause both the evil and the good led me to truth, right here where I belong. Oh, they shattered my illusions, then made me whole, and removed all the darkness from my soul. Now the eyes of my heart can truly see. Here is where you've made a home for me, and my heart is full, my heart is good, and I have been reborn just like you said I would. Those lonely years of tears and fears are washed away, and all that I can say is my heart is good, my heart is full. Oh, my heart is good. My innocence was gone just like the wind. Now I feel just like a newborn child My heart is full, my heart is good, and I have been restored just like you said I would. And all those years of tears and fears are washed away, and all that I can say is my heart is full, my heart is good. The world has been restored just like you said it would. And all those years of tears and fears are washed away, and all that's left to say is my heart is full. Oh, my heart is good. I waited all my life for you. For so long I could not see the light, but I held on to what I knew, And in the end, everything's alright.
Hi everybody, so that was a beautiful video of Hikvas, and you got a real feel for his magic and his hunger to bring the magic back and his joy. And what you're singing between us right now is a beautiful healing drum that the Hikvas did for the International Healing Art Project. Why don't you talk to that a little? Welcome first, and then talk to this beautiful drum and what the tradition is and what the meaning of it is in drumming and healing and all that.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Thank you for the invitation and allowing me to share some of the story and the wisdom that has been shared with me. The drum, many cultures, use the drum in their music. It's low tone. It's like the Mother Earth. It's like the Om. And when you beat the drum, normally in Native American spirituality, it is the heartbeat. And so when you sing the songs and pray the prayers, the drum is the heartbeat that goes out into the universe along with the prayer in conjunction with the Mother Earth. It's used for celebration, for all types of ceremony. It's another instrument.
And why don't you go and talk to people about you growing up and then you coming in, the path you took to come into your passion and to come into your service, and that when you knew that, it was so important to you to feel love and share it, that was kind of why you were brought to this planet.
I think I've always known that my part or my role is to share, to give without expecting anything in return, to give freely to those who ask. When I was a child, I was a seeker. And it is written, if you seek, never stop seeking until you find. When you find, you're going to be disturbed. But it's only after being disturbed can you then begin to marvel. There it is. Stay in the disturbed, you become a victim, which is a comfortable spot. Go beyond, see the marvel, see that there is oneness, there's wholeness, there's being, and there's joy. I'm reminded, many children come to me and say, Mr. Tihikpas, who am I? Lots of adults do the same thing. Who am I? And I say to them, consider this. You are the living embodiment of all of the ancestors who came before you, in the now. What does that mean? Consider this. Dinosaurs walked this planet for 200 million years, a long time. Died 60 million years ago. It is argued that man showed up about 4 million years ago. Consider what we share in common then. You and I both come from ancestors that go back 4 million years. So, number one, we are whole human beings. We have all of that experience within us. How do I tap that experience? Perhaps through a prayer of gratitude. Taking time in our life to think about what our ancestors went through so that we could be here in the now. Alan, many families didn't make it. Natural disaster like earthquakes, war, man's inhumanity to man. How about disease, the Black Plague? Many families were wiped out, but not your family, not my family. They did what was ever necessary to keep their children alive so that we could be here in the now. We are them. And I tell the children, you are them also. How do you access their knowledge? Gratitude. Take time in your day to say thank you. Grace and gratitude are two forms of human behavior that are acceptable in almost all cultures. My teacher, Father Charlie Moore, Father Charlie, said to me, Tihikpas, a good teacher never tells you what to do. A good teacher helps you to remember that which you already know, that which has been given to you by 4 million years of ancestry. Ike, Ike. We're on this beautiful show, Bridging Heaven and Earth. There are many, many, many creation myths, you know. Consider this one. I think it bridges heaven and earth because it's kind of macrocosm, microcosm. Imagine the sun spinning through space, throwing off its mantle, which becomes the planets. And the third planet circles around the sun. She is the Mother Earth, but she's hot. She's hot. She's full of volcanoes. The volcanoes are her breasts. And out of the volcanoes comes the lava, the milk, full of minerals, ripe. Mother Earth is spinning through space, hot, a ripe ovum. And then out of the darkness comes the great dragon, the great comet, the great spermatozoa, a head full of water, a tail long, swimming through the darkness of space. It comes toward Mother Earth, closer, closer. Bam! Penetration, manifestation, not creation, manifestation. There is a difference. So you see, is that any different as to how you and I got here? Were we not in our mothers a ripe ovum? And did not our fathers deposit the sperm? There it is. It's all the same. It's all one. We are one. If you consider, it is written, know what's in front of you and everything hidden becomes revealed. What is in front of us? We are living on a predatory planet. Everything is eating everything. The big fish is eating the little fish. Everything is transforming into something else. All that is organic recycles itself over and over and over again. We are carbon units. We are sharing the same chemical and organic makeup as the dinosaurs, as the plants. So when we look at ourselves, we say, you know, I'm possibly that tree. I'm possibly that flower. Because we've been sharing the same organic material over and over again. In other words, we are all things of this planet here on Earth and that which came from outer space with the water. We human beings are 70% water. Is it strange that the Mother Earth is also 70% water? There are 4 gifts, free gifts that the universe gives to us. We have forgotten. Let us remember. Let us remember daily to walk outside and take off our shoes and put our feet on the Mother Earth and draw her energy. She who was given life to all the trees and the plants and the lizard people and the deer people, the insect people, the bird people. She gives life to all of us. From her we come. We draw her energy, dig our toes into the Mother Earth and draw her energy up with a prayer of gratitude, conscious gratitude. What is the second? Lift our hands to the sun, grandfather sun, who warms the Mother Earth, photosynthesis, so the plants can grow. Lift our hands up, take in the warmth with a prayer of gratitude, and bring that healing energy to our solar plexus. The third, the air that we breathe when we wake up every morning. I am alive. Today is the first day of my life. Thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, life. And the fourth, turn that water in the shower a little bit cold. Wake up the water inside your body. Wake it up, because we're asleep. Wake it up. Do this. Therein comes the healing, you see. We've forgotten. We've walked away from the Mother Earth. You know, I heard it written, or I read, there is only one sickness, one disease, and that is being out of balance. And what happened was the Europeans, as they went north to the cities, they gathered in the cities and walked away from the Mother Earth, and the sewage and everything collected in these cesspools, and germs grew. Smallpox, disease. The Europeans built up immunity to these diseases. But when they came here to the Americas, they brought these diseases, but the native people who were in balance still with Mother Earth did not even have the defenses for a common cold. You see? And many, many, many of them died because of the diseases. You see, it's coming back to the mother and realizing our oneness. We're not separate. We are part of Mother Earth. I tell my students, when it's my time to transform, you only die if you believe in death. If you believe in transformation, then you turn into other things. When you eat every day, you look at your plate, there's barbecue chicken, there's some salad. That which you think is dead on your plate, as soon as you eat it, it becomes alive again. It becomes human. You see, it becomes one again. So, when we talk about the oneness and the wholeness, we have to first stop the differentiation and the separateness from each other. Okay? Racially, spiritually, stop the hate. It has to start within the love. But to recognize, you have to realize what's in front of you so that the hidden can become revealed. We are all brothers and sisters. We all come from the same mothers and fathers. We are all 4 million years old. This is what we share in common. Let's talk about that which we share in common. What makes us alike, not different? We are all from the mother, and to her we shall return. I don't know what ends. I don't know what death is. Even the car that I drive 1,000 years from now will rust and go back into the earth and become iron, and grass will grow from it. You see, it's constantly recycling itself. So let's think about our oneness. This differentiation comes from, in the Jewish pseudepigrapha, they talk about a temple. There's a temple called Hagia Sophia in Turkey, in Istanbul. Who is Sophia? Sophia is the mother of all the angels. Okay, the female wisdom of God. But she's also the mother of all the demons. And she had one child. His name is Abraxas. And he is the God of differentiation. He wants us to believe that you are different from me, that we're all different from each other, that we're all separate. So, without even knowing it, whenever we differentiate, we give power to this demon. It's time for this demon to go away. The times have changed. I come from an area called the Ventana Wilderness. I have learned from the Esalen tribe that is there, Tommy Little Bear Nason, who is a young, wise man. When the conquistadors and the padres came to California, they noticed that the area was very, very sacred and spiritual, and they named it the Ventana Wilderness. Now, ventana is the Spanish word for window. Prayer starts in the Japans in the east and comes around the world and goes to Tangashala Wankantanka, Great Spirit, through the western window. What happened was the window closed, and the spirituality was siphoned to other places. But in the prophecy of the Hopi people and several other people, one day a great spider will come to the Mother Earth, and she will weave a huge web. And the people will come together, and they will sing the songs, they will pray the prayers. They will become one song, they will become one prayer. And at that time, the window shall open again. Where many elders say that time is now. The World Wide Web is here. It took 6 weeks for the news of Lincoln's death to reach London. Now it takes seconds for news to go around the world. Our forefathers, they were wise when they set up our government. If you look at the face of the dollar bill, you will find these words in Latin. Annuit ceptus, novus ordo seclorum, e pluribus unum. For Great Spirit, or God, nods with approval on this which we have begun today, that out of many there shall be just one. Come back to the wholeness that is yourself. Come back to the oneness that is yourself. Bring your healing through the Mother Earth. She takes care of us all. And don't forget the grace and gratitude. This is the bridging of heaven and earth. EK, my friend.
Beautiful, really beautiful. Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, and You know, we were talking during the break or waiting to set up that that both of us, from our different, slightly different vantage points, see that that's happening all over. That so many people from so many different religions, tribes, different parts of the world are really coming into that.
We are beginning to awaken.
Awaken.
You know, the Buddha means to awaken. It doesn't mean to become enlightened. And so we have to remember our bodhisattva beings. You know, if you're sad, be a bodhisattva of sadness. And remember the dichotomy. Darkness is not separate from light. One does not exist without the other. They share a dichotomy. You see, darkness is the womb of light. You can't see the stars unless there was darkness there. Emptiness, fullness, they share a dichotomy. Bring them in and make them whole. Make them like the inside like the outside. It is also written, you know, if your teachers tell you that the kingdom is in the sky, then surely I tell you that the birds will get there before you. If your teachers tell you that the kingdom is in the sea, then surely the fish will get there before you. However, the kingdom lies inside you and outside you. Make the two into one. Know yourself. When you know yourself, then you'll be known by others. You will not have to go around screaming, I'm a shaman, I'm a healer, I'm this, I'm that. You won't have to do this. Do your work. Share your blessings with other people, and they will know who you are. If you do not understand this, you will live in poverty. No, 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 no. You will become the poverty. Ike.
So, how would you recommend to people? I mean, you gave those 4 different ways, you know, but how would you, or people are watching this show going, you know, Tihikpas is, you know, amazing. He's really beautiful, and how can I come more into that now? How can I come more into that recognition? How can I, almost more than thinking about it, how can I experience that 4,000 years, that 4 million years, that take me home to God, to the root, to the before there was an earth even.
Before there was an earth even.
Because energy that I am was before even.
Exactly, exactly. And that recycles itself over and over again. Even the Mother Earth is eating herself, you know, in the subduction zones of the earth, zones of the earthquake plates. Mother Earth goes over the other and then comes out anew at another spot, you know. I think what's most important for us human beings is to get out of future mind. Our day starts.
And past mind isn't so good either.
No, not.
Maybe what we'll do is let's show the Carlos video, and then we'll
Okay.
come back in past and future and now.
Very good.
All right, good.
Okay.
All right, beautiful. Okay, so we're going to have another beautiful art piece when we come back for the second section. Now we're going to have a beautiful video, a music video, Carlos Reynosa Hum. Thanks for Carlos and Earth Wisdom Music. And this is from Carlos's album, Pink Bliss. And again, if you want to see a beautiful show with Carlos, go to Bridging Heaven and Earth show number 125. We did it 9/14, right after 9/11. Carlos and the music and the art and everything about that show was very powerful. So enjoy. Carlos Hum. Hi everybody, welcome back. So, Carlos Reynosa, Hum. Carlos is very powerful. I think he's going to be a guest later on, so just look for that and look for the show he did, 125 as well. And the beautiful piece of art, healing art done specifically for the International Healing Art Project based on the theme Bridging Heaven Earth, is a great friend of Bridging, a beautiful Indian shamaness, Lainey Bluebird Reyna. It's called Heaven Earth Woman. It's oil on archival prime canvas. Lainey's from San Juan Bautista, California, USA, and her website is peacevision.net. Go to that site, you'll see a lot of the beautiful things Bluebird is involved in. Peacevision.net, Lainey Bluebird Reyna. So a great honor to have this piece. And again, so Hikvas, we were talking about being in the now. I'm leaving future mind behind and also past mind. So how do we be here now? How do we get in the moment?
This is something that one of the medicines that Buddhism teaches us is through meditation how to become dhyata, matragata, to become present by merely thought of. Like I said, we live in future mind. At 10 o'clock I've got this appointment. At 12 o'clock I'm having lunch with so-and-so. 2 o'clock I've got to pick up the kids. Busy, 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 go, go, go. Take a look at the animals on the Mother Earth. Somewhere along in their busy day, they stop and they just be. We should do the same thing, I think. Just be, just breathe, and have gratitude in our hearts for all things around us. We're not looking at something separate, like I said before. We are looking at ourselves in different forms. When you see the beauty of a flower, you're looking at yourself in that beautiful form. Unfortunately, those things that are not so beautiful to look at are also a part of us. Acknowledge that. Let it flow. We must learn again to flow. The river must flow to the ocean, you know. When you dam it up, it stagnates the water. And what happens? Bacillus, all kinds of disease grows inside that stagnant water. So take away the blockage and start to flow again. Differentiation, I have experience with it. I was born in Virginia. My mother was from England. She was Aryan.
White.
White, exactly. My father was Jamaican, Chaslagi, or Cherokee. So when they married after World War II, they came to Virginia. My father was in the military, and we would go out as a family and people would spit on us. It was against the law to have mixed marriages. Miscegenation laws, they called them in Virginia. So the United States government took all the people of mixed marriages and sent them to Fort Ord, California. What a blessing. Welcome to paradise, California. And that's where my family decided to make a home. And my father traveled back and forth to Europe, so I got a chance to meet people of other cultures and other beliefs, you know, and I always regarded that as a good thing, you know, and I still realize that, you know, if I hated people for doing what they did to my family, I'd still be a victim. You've got to go beyond and look for that marvel, to find that oneness and to find that wholeness, to be able to forgive, but not only to talk the talk, to walk the walk. We do a ceremony called Matsa Iwano. It is like the sweat lodge, okay, but we call our ceremony Matzah Iwano. And in the Matzah Iwano, we mend the sacred hoop, and that is the medicine wheel. You see, the north is white in color. It is the mind. The east is red. It is the body associated with Mother Earth. The south is yellow. It is the inner self, the Buddha self, the Bodhisattva self. And in the north is transformation. The color is black, and it is water. And Great Spirit has truth in all four quadrants. And as we get to the center of the quadrant, we start becoming one, because we're taking in all the medicine. So one of the things that I think is a good idea is to stop all the madness and connect once again. Connect with the ancestors, like we talked. A prayer of gratitude. And then if something's bothering you, why not ask for help? Ancestors, I'm puzzled. Can you help me? Hear my prayer. Help me to see a brighter path, or the path, if necessary. You know, it gives them a reason to have been. When you send that prayer of gratitude to all of your ancestors, help. And don't be surprised if all of a sudden you start seeing something or feeling something different. Empower yourself. Empower oneself. Okay, there's so much. You know, we're such a rare species. When you think of all the universe, and look at us hating on each other.
It's a trip, isn't it?
What?
Yeah, how could this
Wake
be?
up!
Right.
Wake up! Everybody's drunk. Wake up! We're a miracle. There are miracles going on all around us. Just the fact that when we eat something that we think is dead, it comes alive again. You know, it's just absolutely amazing. So, you know, it starts in the heart. I don't like to talk about myself too much, because people ask you, what tribe are you from, blah, blah, blah. Those are all differentiation words. All words that keep us apart and say, I belong to the human race. Ike. Yes. And you are my brother and you are my sister. I may not like you, but that's okay too. I do namaste and bow to the spirit within you. You know, you must do your thing and I must do my thing. But I must honor and respect that you have your views too. But let's come from a place of love. Okay? Respect is earned. You just don't get it because you have a certain blood inside you. You have to earn it. So that's the path. The path that I chose was one of listening to my elders. My great-great-grandmother in England, oh, she was a frightful being. She was so old, and she had her hair, very little hair, sprigs of white hair coming out. And she was bald and no teeth. And my mother was saying, this is your great-grandma? Go say hello and hug your great-grandma. I'm going like, she's a witch. I'm not going near her. No way. My mother's pushing me and I'm fighting her and I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. And all of a sudden my great-grandma grabs me and puts me in her arms. And all the love in the world flowed through her body into mine. It was instant, unconditional love. See? Get past the fears. Get past the ignorance. Know that we are one people. Try to heal the world. Work at it. You know, the young people aren't buying the old stories anymore. You know, when it comes to religion, when it comes to a lot of things. You know, I'm disturbed. It's almost like, you know, Christians have to learn how to be Christian. There's too much separation and differentiation. Where's the love of Jesus? I love Jesus. I love his teachings. But I don't believe in this stuff that you're not going to make it to heaven because you're Buddhist, or separation or differentiation. I think there's a big hoax been played. I think the devil has assumed a pleasing form and come and talk to these people and fool them, because this is not what Jesus teaches, you know. And the Buddha, who taught me 500 years before Christ, they're saying the same thing. To thine own self be true. Love your enemy as you would yourself. That's a hard one, but it's possible. It's possible. Try it. Try it. Most of my students are young. It touches something inside them. They want healing. They want oneness in this world. They're tired already of the separation and the fighting and the killing. You know, the old ways don't work. They haven't for centuries. So why not try something new? You know, Suzuki Roshi, when he brought Zen Buddhism to America at Tassajara, He said, remember your beginner's mind. With the beginner's mind, you can have many, many, many possibilities. It's when we bring our expert minds that we limit our possibilities. Okay.
Yeah, we're not childlike anymore.
No, we've forgotten how to play, forgotten how to be lighthearted. Part of it is finding your truth. We have what's called a vision quest. We go into the wilderness where the mountain lion lives and the rattlesnake, and we get past those fears, and we go out for 4 days. No food, just water. And we pray to each direction. And we ask, and we look within and say to ourselves, what is my truth? Great Spirit, what is my truth? Help me to find my truth. You know, when you live your truth, Alan, you're never wrong. It's when we start to live other people's truths that we start getting into trouble. So it's spending that time alone, getting over your fears of being in the wilderness. You know, they say the devil's in the wilderness, well, so is God in the wilderness. And it's spending that time alone and looking, what fills my cup? Where is my inner joy? When all around are going crazy, when the world's upside down, when something horrible has happened to me, can I go inside and find that inner joy that was given to me by Great Spirit? Get in contact with it, massage it, love yourself. You can't love others until you love yourself. Many people come to me and say, Tihikpas, this is my better half. I'm going, better half? Are you saying to me you're only half a person? How can you expect that relationship to work if you're going, this is my other half? Number one, you're denying that you're a whole person. Relationships that work is whole meeting whole. Those relationships work. Half meeting half, something always happens. I put all my trust, all my love, all my beauty outside my body in you. And if that person doesn't do, then all of a sudden we're lost. You see, because we forgot that we were whole in the first place. So whole meets whole. That's relationship, my friend. Ike. Laughter. It is good. We should do it daily also, and never, ever should we take life too seriously. It's way too short, you see. Soon we will become worms. Soon we will become flies. We will become other beings with the Mother Earth. Enjoy ourselves. Love one another. Is that not the teaching? When are we going to start? Do it now. Do it now. Look inside your heart. Find the love. It's what all the teachers tell us, but we don't listen. You know, it's amazing. I refer to my teacher again, who told me a story about Mahatma Gandhi. He was in his tent, and a news reporter came into the tent and saw a picture of Christ, and he went, oh, excuse me, why do you have a picture of Christ? He said, Christ was a great teacher. He said, what baffles me is that you Christians are so unlike your Christ. You know, I love all people, even Christians, because they help me to know what I don't want to do or want to be, especially when the hating and the separatism comes out. So all are important. All help us on our path. So take it all in. Try not to make judgment. It's not a good thing. And stop telling the universe you want. I want good health. I want lots of money. Because the universe gives you exactly what you're asking for. Want. Know that you have all these things already. Now ask the universe, help me to manifest. And I say manifest over creation because creation indicates that something comes out of nothingness. But I don't know if there's any such thing as nothingness, as nothingness is something. So say to the universe, help me to manifest it. You know, there's a lot of that manifestation going on through quantum physics. We're awakening in fields of science, like mathematics. It used to be called numerology, you know. It's funny how the children deny the mother. Astrologos became astronomos. The spiritual sciences. And then all of a sudden science. but they all have roots in the spirituality. So let's merge the two. You know, Buffy St. Marie sang a song once, God is alive, magic is afoot. God is alive, magic is afoot. There's magic all around us. With every ray of sunshine that goes through the trees, through every leaf, through the passing of every being into something else, transforming. And in knowing that really we are all one. You know, next time when you look at that tree, go, hello, how are you? I am you, and you are me. We're made up of the same stuff. Look at this. Look at this. Magic is alive. Yes. Ike.
Yeah, and then every time we look in the mirror,
Yes.
there's incredible magic.
Yes.
So-
Yes.
And then every
yes.
time we close our eyes and look inside,
Yes.
there's magic.
Yes,
So
yes.
where is there no magic? And the interesting part, and almost the amazing part, is how we've managed to miss it.
Yes. We've gotten ourselves so busy and so away from everything, you see, separatism, okay? How do you control a human being? Through sex and religion. Control.
Well, countries
Slavery
do pretty good.
turns into economic slavery. You know, it's this obey me. When I was in the wilderness doing my vision quest, one of my vision quests, and I was seeking, and I grew up with a Catholic upbringing, and I'm thankful for it, you know. But it was always about obedience. Obey me, obey me. The virtue of a good slave is obedience, you see. Why not find a God of allegiance who says, come on, let's do life together. I will
Let's
live
do it
vicariously
joyously
through
and
you.
lovingly.
Exactly. And I had trouble with a God that I had to worship and obey. I said to myself, at a very young age, I think there's a bigger God than that, who is all of it. The light, the dark, the good, the evil. I think it's all one, you know?
Yeah, you had that sense. I had that same sense.
Exactly.
When I was brought up in Judaism, but
Yes.
from early age on, I mean, I had the experience over and over again
Yes.
that there is a oneness, and how come
Yes.
everybody's telling me everything is separate?
Exactly. And you know, Alan, that's just remembering.
Right, exactly.
We're just remembering
No.
through our ancestors. They went through every experience. Some Jewish people even changed their religion to save their children and became Catholics during the Inquisition.
They would have become anything.
Exactly. But they did what was
Right,
necessary in
right.
their times to keep their children alive. Don't you think we owe them some gratitude? Tap into that energy. Tap into that source. Become a whole being. Become become a God body. We are children of God. Become that God body that we are.
Let's end it on that.
Okay.
Become the God body you are. We're here to bring the magic back. So let's be really clear about that. And, you know, if you want any information about the Hikvas, the art project, bridging, 805-687-2053. Good night. We love you. God bless you. Thank you. Good night. We love you.